Last week, will they all come back into contention for the Cardiff game?
Yeah, all are back in training. I had the whole week, the full squad available in training, the same today. And this means injury-wise, we are in a perfect situation.
Could you consider a change with your goalkeeper tomorrow as well? Is that what you're thinking?
In general, I think it makes no sense to go in detail today about individuals. We will change our team for sure. Compared to the last weekend, what depends on the different opponent, a different style of game which we will face. Of course, there will be changes, but I don't like to speak today about the individuals.
You mentioned the style of game. What kind of game are you expecting?
Okay, I think everybody is aware about Cardiff's style and how Neil Warnock sets up his team. We have a lot of respect. We are aware how they play. Very physical, very direct, but with some football quality in the final third as well. If they are in the final third, set plays a big part. So it will be a very physical game which we will face. As I said, we are aware about it and we are prepared for it, and hopefully we can come to our best. It will be a tough test, of course it will be, and we have to be on our best, and this is our aim, to get the first points on the board tomorrow.
You said after the game last weekend that the season starts now with this Cardiff game. Do you look at this, even at this early stage, as a must-win game, given who your opponents are?
No, at the end, what I wanted to say is that, of course, we wanted more out of this first two games which we had against Chelsea and City. I think we played a good first half against Chelsea. The second half was less good, and against City we were second best. Something what we have to accept, and where we have to pay credit to the opponent as well. Now it is the truth that we have 0 points out of this first two games. I think this was something what we wanted to avoid, but this is now the truth, and now we have a home game. And it's not important who is now the opponent. It is Cardiff, and as I said, we know how good they are in their style which they play. They are very good in their style, and they have deserved all the credit because they are now in the Premier League. Very unexpected. They have done their job. So big credit to Cardiff and Neil, what he's done. The important thing for us is this is now the next opponent after 2 defeats. And against which opponent ever, 2 defeats are never nice. So you like to change it. You like to turn it around. You like to show that you are better than these 2 defeats. And this is exactly our aim. And this is where we are focused on. I only wanted to make clear that we are not in a situation where we have to get driven away too far, even if we have to take the right answers out of the first games, and prepare us as good as we can for the next challenge. And I'm pretty confident after everything what I've seen from my players so far, with the supporters in our back, and they will play a crucial part again tomorrow, that they lift everybody, give us the energy which we need for our very intensive game, and then we will try our best like always.
Is this where the experience from last season helps, because as a team you reacted well to defeats last season and got results when you really needed them?
Yeah, we've learned that even if you beat big names, or even if you have 2 wins in a row, this means more or less nothing. Like it means nothing if you conceded a few defeats in a row, or if you concede a heavy defeat. It's all about the next challenge, and the next challenge for us is Cardiff City, and this is for sure something what we learned in the last season, and the experience which helps us, but it will not come from alone. You have to work and you have to invest everything, and this is where my boys are aware about, and this is what they will show tomorrow with our home support and our back, as I said.
David, in terms of looking at Cardiff, you talked about the style that Neil Warnock's teams play. Do you think they're going to be very different to anything anybody faces or anybody offers elsewhere in the Premier League this season?
Yeah, they are different. I think there's no doubt about it. But what everybody has to know, they are very good in what they are doing. And this is the only thing what counts, that we are aware that they are good in what they are doing. And we have to find a way to cause them the problems, to deal with it, to manage it. And we prepared us as good as we can, as I said.
Does it make your preparations or your work during the week particularly different than it would do, say, for another team?
No, this is part of our job. Analyze the opponent, make your players aware what they are good at and maybe where you can cause them some problems, and then work on the training pitch on these details, that the players make the right decisions in the right moments. And on the other side, give your players, like always, the freedom to do what they think is best to do, but they have to have a picture in their head, and if it's the same picture in all 11 heads, which we have in our head, what to do against Cardiff, then it could be successful.
You picked up a good portion of points early on last season. How important do you think it is this time around to build some early momentum again?
I think in general it's always good for the mood, for the dressing room, for a football club if you collect points early. But I think we shouldn't make the mistake to compare different seasons with each other. This makes no sense. The last season was the last season, and now we focused on this season. We played 2 games against 2 very good opponents, collected 0 points, and now we have the 3rd game, the second one at home against Cardiff City, a promotion team, and everybody knows that promoted teams, especially at the beginning of the season, are difficult to beat. But this doesn't change that this is our aim.
We know you're very good at separating the past from the present. What about the supporters? Do you think the expectations and the pressure from the fans at the John Smith Stadium this season is going to be any different? Are you expecting any sort of change in the atmosphere or the mood when you play at home this season?
No, absolutely not. Our supporters are intelligent and smart enough to really know how proud everybody can be that we are part of the Premier League, and they know, even if we are very humble, that we have the highest ambitions that we can have, like them. And they know as well that it's only possible with a positive vibration, with a positive energy in the stadium. And this is what we all together have to create. First and foremost, we on the grass, and then immediately the supporters on the stands. And this is what they have done, and they know that they played a big part. So why they now should change anything? This makes absolutely no sense if they know what made them and their football club successful. And we keep this going, win, lose or draw. It doesn't change that we will always invest everything what we have, that we will always be ambitious as possible, that we will not give ourselves any limit, but that we know exactly where we come from and under which circumstances we work in the Premier League. And this altogether, I think, know our supporters as well, or I know our supporters as well, and this is why I have no concerns that their head get turned.
On the team news, you mentioned fully fit squad. The likes of Danny Williams and Eric Durham have been working back from longer term injuries. I know Danny was on the bench last week. How close are they to be able to play a sort of big role at this stage in the season?
As I said, I will not speak about individuals today, but what I can say is that we now have 3 games in the next week before the international break, and I'm pretty sure we will use every player who will be available. And today I will have 23 available players, and I'm pretty sure that in the next week we will use all of them.
And that, I suppose, points towards maybe the Stoke game. Do you think in terms of new signings you'll look to that game to maybe give people minutes who haven't yet in the Premier League?
As I said, for me it's irrelevant which game, which competition as well. It's great to have a full healthy squad available, and we had this over the priority over the pre-season as well, which will help us especially over the whole season, because everybody has so many minutes, training minutes and games minutes in their legs. But not everybody has so far competitive minutes in their legs, and this is why it's good to have a fully healthy squad now today. Touch wood, everybody stays healthy, and in the next week we will be for sure give everybody the opportunity to show what he's capable of.
On the goalkeepers, when fully fit and match sharp, how closely matched are Ben Hamer and Jonas Lössl, and what do you think are going to be the characteristics that maybe separate one from another during this season?
No, I think, listen, I said this before, and if I only can repeat it. Jonas Lössl came back after the off-season not in the best conditional shape. He worked hard, very hard, with Clem, our goalkeeper coach, and with our fitness department to come back to the shape which he needs to be on his best. And he has done this very, very hard in the last three and a half weeks. Ben Hamer played a very good preseason. So there was no... not a shadow of a doubt who will start the season, and this was Ben. And now we have exactly what we wanted to have in more or less every position competition, and this is exactly the same in the goalkeeper position. What is now different compared to last year, to be totally honest. This is different, and now everybody has in training and in the games the opportunity to keep his shirt.
Do you have in your mind a number one this season?
This is usually what you like to have, of course, but for this, someone has to consistently perform on the best level, and then we will have a number one, yeah, of course. But this is the same in every position. It only means that someone consistently performed on a very high level, that he always is able to keep his shirt, number one shirt or number 10 shirt, number 2 shirt, whatever.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
David, your personal opponent, Neil Warnock, is somebody who you've managed, coached against already in the promotion season. We know him and like him very much as a strong character here in Yorkshire. But what is it like for you on the sidelines to coach against him? What's the experience like?
No, first of all, to be totally honest, I'm more focused always on the team rather than on the managers, and how the individual managers set up their teams. And as I said, Neil has a specific style, how he sets up his teams, the teams I faced so far, and this will be no difference, I expect, tomorrow.
So you don't remember him as a particularly loud or competitive opponent on the touchline?
Not more or less than others, no. I now have no real positive or less positive memories when we faced him. I think we were not very successful so far, yeah. But in terms of how he managed his team in his coaching zone, no. Nothing specific so far.
David, when Cardiff, almost as soon as Cardiff got promoted, people were tipping them to get relegated, to go straight back down. You'll probably remember feeling similarly when Huddersfield went up. A lot of people said likewise. From your experience, can you just tell us how that almost helps bond the group together and sort of give you that lift coming into the season that you can prove people wrong?
I would not say this meant anything to get your target and to have a successful season. At the end, how should I say it in a nice way? Who cares what they are saying or what they are predicting? They have to predict some opponents, some football clubs to be in the bottom 3, and it's obviously that we are now, and we were last season one of them, and it's obviously why maybe Cardiff is one of them as well, but it means nothing. And again, who cares? This is something, you realize, you hear it more from others, but it is nothing where we now said, come together and show him that he is wrong. This is not how it works. We are focused on us. We are focused on our work to do everything as good as we can, to prepare us as good as we can, and then to give, to bring this energy and this intensity into the John Smith Stadium, and to get the support from our stands to make the hard and ugly yards.
How close do you think the top of the Championship and the bottom half of the Premier League is in terms of quality? Is it really quite a slight difference?
For me, it's a big difference. For me, this two divisions are not comparable. So the quality which you face in the Premier League is from my point of view not comparable with the quality you face in the Championship. This is there is a reason why there is a division in between. These are two different divisions, and even in the Premier League you sometimes have the feeling there is a difference of 1 or 2 divisions as well in terms of the opponents you face in the Premier League, and this is what you have not as strong and as clear in the Championship.
David, it's only the 3rd game of the season, and yet you've got pundits like Paul Merson describing the game against Cardiff as a cup final. Do you agree?
No, because if you win a cup final, you have a trophy, and if you lose a cup final, everything is over. And this is why this isn't the truth. We will not lift the trophy after the game on Saturday, even if we won it, and it isn't anything but over, even if we lost this game. This is why this isn't the truth. It is an important game. Yes, it is. Because it's the next one, and it is a game where we face an opponent with a different style, as I said, and it is an opponent where if we are on our best and we expect a very tough game, we know we have an opportunity to be successful. But first of all, we have to make clear that we do everything right and that we are ready for this difficult task and for this challenge.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
To win?
Not really have to win. Probably more like a win will get the season going. Obviously, the first 2 games weren't as we planned, but it's not like the season starts now. We learn from the first 2 games, and hopefully from now on we can go into the weekend with the fans behind us and hopefully get 3 points.
What are you expecting from Cardiff? We know that Neil Warnock has his style. Are you expecting a physical game?
Yeah, of course, physical, but I've heard people on social media and stuff, this is a game we need to win, blah, 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 and it's going to be this and that, but they're in the Premier League for a reason. They're a good team. They're strong, they're physical, but they've also got quality players. When they get on the ball, they've got speed, they're direct, and they got to the Premier League and they're here now, so they're not going to roll over. So we need to put our socks up and work hard tomorrow.
What are Neil Warnock's sides like to play against? Is it difficult, especially the type of player that you are?
Yeah, difficult to break down. Obviously going to work hard, they're going to be direct, they're going to be in your face, they're not going to give you any time on the ball. So we need to create something tomorrow where we can get time on the ball and keep the ball for a long period of time. But like you said, we'll just see tomorrow, see what happens.
Is the experience from last season helpful in this situation where you know that inevitably in the Premier League you will lose games?
Yeah, exactly. We learned that last year. Obviously I was only here for January till the end, and it's difficult. You're going to have bad times, like a lot of teams have in this season. Not just the teams at the bottom of the league, and you need to learn from them, and you need to build them experiences up. And obviously, with the start we've had at the start of the season, we need to bring that into tomorrow's game.
When you look around the squad now, do you feel as though there are more goals in this Huddersfield Town squad than perhaps there were last season? Yeah.
Obviously, the new boys have come in. Obviously, it's been a difficult start. They obviously not had the minutes yet, and obviously with the 2 games that's gone on at the start, but like I said, they're bedding in really well in training. You've seen the quality they're going to bring, so hopefully they can bring that this weekend.
David Wagner said last season it would be a miracle if you stayed up. Is it going to be even more difficult this season when you look at Fulham have spent big, Wolves have spent big?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it gets harder every year. Obviously, not just us, the Cities, the Liverpools. They all spend money, but we have as well. So, we just got to stick together and do what we done last year. And we know we've done it. We done it last year. We can do it again this year.
Alex, you're not the new boy anymore this season. How big a role do you think you can have for Huddersfield Town this time around?
Difficult to say. I can use my experience that I got last year. Obviously, there's more experienced players than me around, but like I said, I've done quite a few years in the Championship. I've done my stint last season, and hopefully this season I can bed down and play a big role in it.
I think you made no hiding of the fact that you've been really keen to play in the Premier League. Now you've had a taste and sort of adapted to it. How have you found it? Has it sort of lived up to expectations?
Yeah, hard. No, but like you get this opportunity. Not many people in the world get opportunities like this, so you just don't want to let it slip through your hands, and obviously have another chance this season. So like I said, I just want to take it with both hands and keep going. Watching you out there, have you had to learn patience playing in the Premier League? As a team you'll see less of the ball, you will go longer periods without being heavily involved in an attacking sense. Has that been a new thing for you to sort of learn? Yeah, exactly. Obviously playing in the Championship, especially when I was with Norwich and Brentford at the time, obviously having a lot of the ball against a lot of the teams, and obviously now going into the Premier League, being a small fish in a big pond, it's you don't see the ball for majorities of the game, so you've got to be switched on, because one lack of not thinking or concentration just slips, you get punished in this league, and obviously it's been a massive learning curve not to see the ball for a while. In terms of the players you play with, Steve Mounier and Laurent Depoitre, we rarely see them both play together with you. So how is it playing with each of them? What sort of different qualities do they bring, and do you have to sort of play differently when you play with one or the other? No, not really. I play my game, they play their game, but we just have to feed off each other. We have to help each other, because, like you said, we don't see the ball as much as maybe we would in the Championship. So we have to keep concentrating, and when we do get the ball, we've got to make things happen with the ball. So, like I said, they've both got different qualities, but they're both outstanding footballers. Are they some of the harder working strikers you've come across in your career, based on what they have to do in a Huddersfield shirt? Yeah, no, I've played with some hard working. They are two of them, probably the most hardest working strikers I've played with. In terms of Cardiff, then, obviously we've talked about what sort of a game you might expect, the sort of physicality and the sort of building around set pieces that they do. How then can you have an influence on that sort of game, where perhaps physical size is something that might dominate it, and obviously your game is built around other qualities? Like you said, set pieces could be a key thing tomorrow, not conceding them for one, but then when we do get them, we've got to make them count, maybe with the deliveries or stuff like that, just to influence the game. Obviously when the ball does get playing around and the ball is on the deck and you find a bit of space, then maybe you can open up something, but we'll see tomorrow. It's going to be difficult. Perfect. Thank you.
Any questions? No, sorry. Can I just ask, the first two games of the season, what do you learn from playing against players of that quality? Do you come off that game having been beaten quite heavily and come back to the training ground and think there's things that you can bring into your game from what you've seen on the pitch?
It's really hard getting beat 3-0 and then going away to City and getting beat 6-1, but like I said, a lot of teams are going to go there this year and they're going to find it really, really difficult. And obviously when we did go to City and we did get beat heavily like that, you have to learn from it. You can't really be down. You can't just go there and expect it, because we didn't go there to expect to get beat. We expected there to go and get a point like we did last season. So it was difficult to take in that instance, not just getting beat, but getting well beat. And after that, we come in, we spoke about it. We got to learn from that, the mistakes. We looked at the mistakes and how easily the mistakes were. A few of the goals, we maybe could have been 1-1 at half time. But and we had something to hold on to. But no, we just got to learn from their experiences and don't let it happen again this season.
Okay. Good.
Nice one.